the boundary. The white square at his throat bobs as he speaks of ashes and dust. All around, dark shapes bend in homage, while black umbrellas push away the sky. Lemon dabs its streams. This is what sadness looks like as it huddles around a gash in a green field. But it's all just a spurious parade, as efficient as a long-running Broadway show, as useless as an empty shell. For the real work is in the earth, the messy side of truth, which turns breath into memories, vessels into frames. Now the book closes on a purple ribbon. A pale hand moves up and down, left and right. The two sides of life face each other one last time. The soil booms like drum beats atop the polished boundary of death. These adornments want something. They call us to look, they tempt us to feel. They pull us from our path to alter what follows in the name of allure by deception. Like a holiday glow with its icons and effigies, does salvation dwell in that glittering tree? Or celebration with its cakes and its banners, perhaps the most forgivable of all the decors. Unlike politicos painted in slogans, lapel pins, and words, anything they think you want to hear. But this animal ritual is nothing new, has evolved in flirtation since primal days. The survival of desire and desire to survive. In flowers full of nectar, dances of the birds, cries across the valley, and the scent of heat. It's a Jesus cross, the soldier's reward. It's a street girl's walk and a salesman's style of decoration which blinds the simplicity of me, the truth of you, the naked nature of normalcy, distracted and lost like a moth and a fire. Human illusion. It's held in the sentience of our little world, trapped in its egomaniacal evangelism of worth. Our kind has eaten mysticism which chains us to a hallucinogenic acceptance of a superior role in the cosmic habitat. But if we are courageous, willing to allay our indoctrination of holy fears and accept the true process, we can logically and happily and certainly see the obvious answers, for we merely dwell in the spacious sea as coexistent atoms. But somehow we've been duped into thinking that's not good enough. We're convinced that some special light lives behind a foreboding fabric, that some great emitter has been transcribed in the brutal weight of tomes as a savior for our little world. And this human illusion has been honed into countless disciplines by our Terran species, swooning purveyors who demand that you acknowledge them, insist that you join them in their perception of the final destiny, where the righteous are afforded painless vessels from which time will be counted until the great universal wheel itself no longer turns. If we could only get beyond this strange watchmaker, those caught in the genuflections of submission could avoid a pointless decay. If we could only see that we are what we are because we are what we are. And the universe, that vast and elegant dwelling where the soup of possibility sits percolating, waits for something new to rise from the mire, just be itself.